What's going on? What's going on? We live from the boxing section, man. They hating. This StreamYard is hating, man, right now. They want you to pay all this money, and I'm just not gonna do it. Not right now. But I got my dogs with me. This is gonna be the new setup, man. You feel me? The new setup is coming. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, just a little something we're doing. But anyway, just drop the link. My boy DJ finna come right up. You dig? But we got a lot of boxing to talk about. A couple street fights, things like that. You know, but it's all good. It's just the old school TBS, man. This is one of the first ones we made. What's going on with everybody? What's happening? What's happening? Waiting on DJ to pop up. Hold on, real quick, y'all. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. What's the word?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Oh man, another like the other one, same superheated. What's going down?
Nothing, man. Got a good weekend of fights coming up, but had a little incident today. We're gonna talk about here in a second.
Hey, listen,
Just just
StreamYard
just
on
just a
bullshit,
little,
boy.
just a little promo. You know what I'm saying? Just a little promo for Devin Haney's funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Who
Man,
finna?
finna go ahead and go to sleep. Oh, you heard me. You heard me loud and clear. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Brian Norman in 9, if it even go that long.
The disrespect, bro.
Ain't disrespectful. Man going to sleep. He coming up in weight, officially coming up in weight, challenging a champion in that weight class. I know the narratives out there. Oh, we said the same thing about Regis. This ain't Regis. And Kyle, my brother, we've been hearing about this kid, Brian Norman Jr., for a long
Yeah.
time, man, and he's done nothing. He's everything they said he was, and then some. So I'm telling you, as soon as he connect with Devin and Devin knees lock, it's over with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I just don't like how everybody writing Dev off, man.
I ain't writing him off. This is all due respect, and I think this is going to be the by far the best win on Brian Norman Jr.'s resume. I think Devin is going to come in there and try to fight for his rights. He's going to get on his bicycle. He's going to jab. He's going to box very well. But there's going to come a time in that fight where he's going to get caught because Brian Norman Jr. is athletic enough to catch him. He's going to get caught. His knees are going to lock, and Brian Norman Jr. is going to get him out of there. Might take
All
him
right, so
5 rounds, might take him 9, but he's going to get him out of there.
okay, now what if Dev wins this fight? What do we say about Devin Haney?
Nothing we hadn't said about him already. He's a great fighter, man. Don't let my prediction take away from the fact that Devin Haney's a great fighter. I've always said Devin's a great fighter. Is he flawed? Absolutely. But Devin Haney is a great fighter.
Nah, nigga, you always talking about this sleepy night shit, dog.
I mean, because every time he get caught clean, his knees lock. We gonna act like that don't happen?
All right. All right. I don't like your tone, nigga.
So let's get to this little scuffle today, and how Devin Haney need to find some new security.
Nah.
Because the biggest thing was to me, and this is why it was kind of off-putting to me a little bit, right? In this situation, let the fighters talk,
He
let the
wasn't talking,
trainers
he was
talk.
touching.
Like, that happens. Let the fighters handle it. Let the fighters handle it, man. He got in over his skis, came in, grabbed almost messed Devin's money up. That's why in another video, Bill, wisely enough, was telling him, don't mess up Dev's money. Don't mess up Dev's money. Because what if Brian Norman Jr. actually threw a punch and knocked this dude out, breaking his hand in the process? Now the fight's off. Now we don't get to see the fight that we all want to see. He had no reason to come in and put his hands on that man.
You got to think about
Above
it, bro.
all else.
I'm security, nigga. You dig? Don't touch the money at all, though. I might fuck up this money, but he's my money forever. So I got to fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I got to come with that. So that's what happened.
Okay, now cool. Now next time when Brian Norman Jr. comes with security and Devin comes puffing his chest out like he did, because that's being understated in this whole thing. Dev was the one who initiated all that.
No, he didn't, bro. He put
Yes,
put
he
your hands on
did, man.
folks.
Nope.
He didn't touch that nigga, dog. He didn't touch him. He didn't touch him. Brian Norman pointed and touched him on his chest like 3-4 times, bro, before he did anything.
Well,
go look, nigga. You ain't looking.
no, I watched the video, and Dev walked up on. They were sitting there talking, and Dev started getting all that air in his chest. Oh, started doing all that huffing and puffing, and he walked up on Brian like, "Hey, no, nigga, chill out."
Hey, look.
You want to take it there? Let's take it there. But your quote unquote security coming in grabbing me, bro. They just made it into some. Bro, that's the real East Atlanta nigga he grabbed. I want you to understand that. This ain't somebody who, like, you got to really know the city to understand what I'm talking about. Like, this, you don't just grab him. Like, it's gonna be some blowback for that. You understand that, right?
They already shook hands and shit after that.
No. That's cool. It won't happen again. I promise you that.
I think
it won't happen again.
I think it's all
They by themselves. They don't have an entourage. They was by themselves. It was him and Junior. It was him and Senior.
You know, niggas can't afford an entourage, bro.
Do you really need one?
I'm just talking shit. I talked to look. I talked to my boy Tay Jones today. We was chopping up for like an hour and a half today.
Yeah, man, but his security weak though, and he can't fight. If you know what you're looking at, he can't fight.
Hey,
he can't fight.
Do you remember when you say Marco?
Hey,
hold on, real quick. Do you remember when you say Mike Carpenter's life?
Yeah. Hey, we was just talking about that on Tate Show. We were just talking about that on Tate Show.
Cause I'm about to call nigga right now. I'm about to wake his ass up.
No, don't wake him up, man. Don't wake him up.
No, me and him talking about that today. Me and him talked for like an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We was just talking about that on his show a little bit earlier. And because he brought up how Mike Coppinger, the one talking about this no running rule, he was like, talk about that time when you was running down Peach Street, bitch.
you know if it was just me, hey, listen, you know if it was just me and Tay, we would have both went to jail that weekend. And
yeah, man. Nah, Tay was cool, man. I was like, yeah, just let it. I was like, let it ride, man. Please don't hit Mike Coppinger.
Hey, no. You said you ain't gonna see no judge till Monday,
right? right, man.
Look. You said, boy, he is a white man. He's gonna call the police. You're not gonna see a judge till Monday. Nigga, we was like, you know what, you're right, dog.
Man, please do not hit Mike Coppinger out here, dog. would cuss him out all day and take. I mean, say shout out to my brother Tay Jones, man. He
Hey, that nigga
called
talking
that
about
man
some.
every.
Hey, that nigga said, "Who?" He said, "Who's your brother?" And you know the fuck my brother is, nigga.
Hey, he called that man everything but a child of God.
Hey, man, for real, dog. Listen,
I was like,
if
yeah,
DJ,
just cuss him out. Well, please don't hit him.
hey, listen, the one time DJ decided to be the what would you call it, the voice of reason, because me and DJ have been into some situations where DJ ain't had no goddamn sense, especially in
Hey,
Vegas.
hey, man, look, hold on. That's a story for the grandkids. But
No, I'm talking about when the nigga looked at me up and down like he was gonna do something to me.
hey, man, that's a story for the grandkids. he just he just don't know. He was about to clean Fremont Street. That's all I got to say.
Hey, listen, he was finna listen. Nigga was too light in the ass, nigga. All that whooping.
Hey, man, he was surrounded and didn't know it. That's what was the bad part.
Hey, look. So, my chick, right? That's our word right there. I stole that from you. Doing
What's that?
all that woofing,
All that woofing.
all
I mean,
that woofing.
I mean that, but going back to the situation that happened today, though, that's what was really like off-putting to me. Like, just all right, let them talk. Let them talk, man. Just let them talk. If they get into a little scuffle, jump in, break that up. Don't come in and grab somebody else, man. You know they really not gonna fight because they about to fight in November. You know it's not really gonna. And like you got to be aware of that also as security, not as somebody who wants to just come in. And I get what his mindset was. He trying to protect his client or whoever he was. I don't even know if he related to him or what. You trying to protect Devin. I get that. But this ain't just a fan or some random dude. Like this is the dude he's about to fight in a few months. Like in my mind, right? You let that go. Ain't nobody else from Brian Norman Jr.'s team jumped in. Like, let them two say whatever they want to say to each other, however it's gonna go. What nobody gonna get hurt. Luckily, nobody got hurt today. Luckily, nobody got hurt, and we wouldn't see the fight. But
It's made for
I
TV though.
just
It's made for
that
good
was
TV
my
though.
issue, bro. Like, and that took me back to when Bud and Spence was talking backstage, and Spence was like, "Man, just like he turned to Bud's homeboy, like, hey man, tell your nigga be quiet. Like we talking. We the ones who at that time we didn't know if the fight was gonna happen tonight. We wanted the fight to happen. It's like, hey man, tell your nigga to be quiet, man. Just tell dude to be quiet. Like you doing a lot of chirping from the sideline. Like I don't know how it's done in other regions, but certain places in this country and even in the world, like when two dudes into it, you let them be into it. You don't jump into that until we see that y'all can't talk respectfully to each other. Because even in that, you can tell that they both have a lot of respect for each other. You can tell that Bill Haney and Brian Sr. have a lot of respect for each other. You can tell that Devin and Brian Norman Jr. have a lot of respect for each other. Now, they might not be friends, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. They might not be homies or nothing like that. But you could tell they have a lot of respect for each other. And even though, like I said earlier, I feel like Devin's going to get knocked the hell out in this fight, I got a lot of respect for Devin. You have no choice but to have a lot of respect for Devin for what he's done in the sport. Despite how I feel like some of the things he's done and how he's moved and how he's maneuvered in certain situations, I might not have been a fan of it. But when he steps inside them ropes, other than the last fight, well, really the last two fights, like Devin's been an exemplary boxer, man. He's been a very, very good fighter. But We're gonna see, man, come November. I really wish. Oh God, I wish this fight was in Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta or Vegas. I think that's where this fight should have been.
It's gonna be in Saudi.
I know. That's why I said I wish it would have been in Atlanta or Vegas. They could have
Yeah.
sold out State Farm Arena, man. And I blame these American promoters for selling us out to Turkey. I really do.
I mean, but
A
you
lot of
love
these
Turkey
big.
though.
I don't love Turkey.
You did.
I said we wouldn't have gotten certain fights if it wasn't for him. Like I don't think we would have gotten Bivol and Beterbiev if it wasn't for him. I don't think we would have gotten Fury and Usyk if it wasn't for him. But no, it's crazy to me how boxing fans and a lot of people can't stand Dana White and they feel like Dana White is monopolizing the sport. That's exactly what Turkey's doing right now. Nobody sees it. He's monopolizing the sport, and these American promoters. PBC is the last holdout. They're the last holdout. These American, and they're slowly starting to turn. These American promoters are selling us out to Saudi Arabia. All the big fights are going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
They know we're not going to make that trip. Nobody's gonna make that. I don't think there's a lot of American fans that are not gonna make that trip over to Saudi Arabia to watch this fight. And guess what? We're gonna have to watch it 3:00 in the afternoon during football season.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Nobody's brought that up yet. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
watch this fight 3:00 or 5:00. Well, my time anyway, Central Time. This fight's gonna be on at 3:00 in the afternoon or 5:00 in the afternoon during football season on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good fucking luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, niggas didn't even think about that, huh?
Nobody thought about that.
When niggas
But
is
these
putting that together,
American
they didn't think
promoters
about
don't
that.
care. Like Top Rank don't care.
Yeah, he got the paper. They got the money for it.
Oscar don't care. Golden Boy doesn't care.
Hey, can we talk
They
about
don't
Edgar
care.
Berlanga?
They ain't got
Can
to
we
put
talk
up the
about?
money, and they're gonna get their cut.
Hey, can you talk about him and Edgar Berlanga though? Can we laugh about that real quick?
Man, the disrespect
Nigga
towards
threw the
Oscar
wig at him, cuz was hilarious though. Shit was
it
funny.
was hilarious, but the disrespect towards Oscar needs to stop, man.
Fuck Oscar De La Hoya. He's a bitch.
I mean, fuck him, but still.
He's a straight bitch. Yeah.
And and it's crazy, man. I'm a patriot, so I'm rooting for Belanga in this fight. I don't want none of Turkey's guys to win. I really don't.
Only
I
nigga,
really don't.
Turkey. Hey, the only Turkey guy I want to win is Bud.
Bud ain't even a Turkey guy for real.
Nah, he is, man. That's Turkey guy, dog.
Man, and we know this is his swan song. We know. So we're happy that Bud is getting this opportunity. And we're happy that
you think Bud done?
I think he done. Good luck getting Bud to come back and fight and defend the title or whatever after fighting Canelo.
I think he can, though.
I think sure he can, but will he?
I think he will.
What especially if he wins, which I don't think he will. But especially if he wins, yeah, he's good and done.
I
don't think he will win though, man. I hate this fight for Bud, and I've said that from the start. Even when it was a rumor, I was like, I hate this fight. I hate that fight. I really don't want to see it.
Why?
But man, because it's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, but I think he can do it.
It ain't like he's. I mean, no disrespect. Now, and I mean this with the utmost respect, right? I know it's gonna sound like a dig, but it ain't like he moving up to fight Caleb Plant, bro.
Yeah.
He's moving up to fight Cinnamon Alvarez, who more than likely, and we need to talk about this more, who more than likely is gonna be full of that shit. And
hey yo. Full of that shit,
But
Doggy Bone.
full of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's at what point, and we saw it with Roberto Duran, we saw it with Manny Pacquiao. At what point, but Manny Pacquiao much lower. At what point is a man as generational of a talent that Bud is? At what point is too much gonna be too much? He's
I don't
moving
know.
up from 135, man. Canelo couldn't make 135 when he was 10. See what I'm saying? So, like, at what point is too much gonna be too much? And I really, really, especially by this dude, I really don't want to see Bud getting pieced up by this dude. I don't want that to be the lasting impression of his career. I don't want him to go out that way. He deserves a lot better than that. So
Hey,
I really, I
hey, listen.
really am not a fan of
Hold on,
this
hold on.
fight,
What?
man.
Hold on, real quick though, real quick, because you got a lot of soft ass shit in your voice. What's the moniker on this show?
That's cool. That's when they're in the same weight class, man.
Nah, that ain't. Remember, if you say it, you got to stand on it. Put his ass in
That
there.
that ain't,
Period.
man.
Period,
Not
bro.
jumping up
Period.
3 weight classes though, man.
Man, listen, man, you got to believe in that man.
Not jumping up 3 weight classes. Oh, I believe in him, but I don't believe in him. I believe he believes he can win. That's what I
Yeah, I believe
believe.
he can win.
I
I believe he
believe
can win.
that Terrence Crawford believes he can win, and that's where it starts.
Yeah, I believe he can win too, though. I got him winning that
But
fight, cousin.
I want to see what happens the first time Cinnamon hits him in the rib cage.
Yeah,
I
but
want to see what happens.
let's see, let's see if your boy can get past that jab, though.
Cool, cool. You know,
That's what.
Canelo's head movement is elite.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
elite.
But see, this is the thing about it, bro. The last time he fought a nigga like Floyd, he lost. I'm just saying. He ain't fought a nigga
No,
like
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
since.
He cooked Floyd cooked him. Floyd
Now
cooked him.
listen, as quiet as it's kept, if my man, my homie, you know what I mean, my dog, who trains him, could get Caleb Plant to actually have a gas tank, he would have beat Canelo Alvarez, bro.
I don't think it's the trainer, man. I just think that's because I think Caleb Plant is always in top shape, man. It's just
I
I
don't
can't
know, man. I don't know what it is, bro, but it's like,
I can't put my finger on what it is with Caleb Plant and his gas tank, man, because
yeah,
I think it's hard for me to say, but for some reason around it's always like round 8 or 9, he run out of gas.
yeah, bro.
He
I
just
don't know
runs
what
out of
that's
gas.
about.
Because I know he lived, eats, and breathes this sport. He takes his craft very seriously. He's never missed weight. He's always in shape.
Always on point, always professional.
Always on point, right? Always professional. I
Yeah,
can't
man. I
figure
just
out
don't.
why he runs out of gas in the last quarter of the fight. I really can't. Oh man, people say it. You know, some people believe that he uses too much lateral movement and that wears out his legs. I don't know, but it's something about that eighth, ninth round, where Caleb Plant starts to feel it in that ring, and all of a sudden his legs get heavy and his arms get heavy, and you can clearly see like the gas tank is almost on E
Every time.
every time, man. But oh man, I've been looking forward to this weekend for a long time, man. I'm really, really ready for Shakur to go ahead and stop Zapata. I'm so ready for this, man. Because I think if anybody's being disrespected, it's him.
Who?
It's him. Shakur.
Oh, for sure.
I think Shakur has had a lot of slander. Like, it's crazy. A man who stopped two out of his last four opponents is being called a runner
And called boring.
and called boring. Like, if you want to, off of one fight, off of
Bro, and
one
they
fight.
keeping it going, bro. They're keeping that shit going. And that shit pisses me off, bro. That they're allowed to say this shit and keep it going, bro. That shit upsets me.
And it's like, so I'm sorry, y'all just want to sit here and watch dudes play rock'em sock'em robots. That's what y'all consider boxing, or just being in the pocket. That's what y'all, just being on the inside. That's what y'all consider boxing. That just might be what y'all like to watch. If that's the style of fighting y'all like to watch, cool. I have no problem with that. Personally, I'm not a fan of dudes just walking forward in the punches, just to say that they bring in the pressure, quote unquote, bringing the pressure. No, you're walking in the punches.
And you're using your face.
You're using you're using your chin as a weapon. You're
Shit
using your
crazy.
chin as a weapon, and it's absolutely crazy to me that you don't want to get out of the way of none of this. And I think Shakur had the reason why I say Shakur is going to stop him, because I feel like he has to. I feel like he has to, not just for the aesthetic for fans, because you can never really please 100% of the fans.
Nah,
It's
you can't
because
never please these motherfuckers. That's why I'm mad at that. That's why I'm mad that he fought the fight he fought against Ryan. Because you can't please these motherfuckers.
that was stupid. You can't, you couldn't crack an egg with a hammer. Why would you stay in the pocket with him?
I don't know what that was
Why?
about.
His only way to beat you is to knock you out. And you're gonna stand and you're gonna give him an opportunity because you want to prove a point. You know what would have been proving a point? Lumping Ryan up the way he lumped up Regis Prograis in a
Man,
12-round masterclass.
yeah.
That would have
And,
proved
and,
a
and you
point.
know what's crazy? To have knocked that nigga down so many times that you still almost lost. That's how bad. These niggas keep talking about, oh, Dev, he lost. Nigga, he almost won that fight and got knocked down 3 times.
But he did get dropped 3 times, though.
Yeah, I
That
mean, he was on
happened.
that juice. He was on that gas. Piss hot. He pissed
Yeah,
hot, though.
that just
I'm
helps
just
you
saying what the
train.
nigga
That don't
did, man.
that help you train. That don't help
Look,
Devin
look.
Haney's jaw.
Hey, listen, he didn't fail no drug test against Rolly. Look at him.
And he had a stinker. And he had a stinker. Sometimes fighters have stinkers, man. Everybody has a bad day at work every now and then. I think Donald Cowboy Cerrone, former UFC fighter, right? He spoke about how what fighters go through walking to the cage or walking to the ring. It's just some days where you just look, can we do this tomorrow? Like, I'm really not feeling it today. But that might have been the case. I don't know. I wasn't in Devin's head before that fight. But it's just, if that wasn't the case, it definitely was the case that he was trying to prove a point. He really wanted to beat Ryan, and he got suckered. He got suckered into a fight. You're a boxer and you got suckered into a fight. It happened. I hope he
Yeah,
learned from it.
man.
It don't look like he it don't look like he learned from it, from that Jose Ramirez. First of all, can we take the time and just completely just say how trash Jose Ramirez is? Um his best win is beating up Mo Hooker, which congratulations, you got 2 belts out of that. But It's a completely biased opinion. I don't like the way he ducked Regis Prograis, um, and tried to make it seem like Regis was beneath him. Um, but I was glad to see him get outclassed by Barbosa, and I was glad to see him get. I mean, Devin didn't have to do much to beat him. That's how bad he is. Everybody talks about Devin running in that fight. I was like, no, Jose Ramirez is absolutely dog shit. He looks like dog shit. He's still like, even when Dev stood in front of him, he didn't throw any punches. They made it seem like Dev just ran for 12 rounds. No, he didn't. There was times he stopped, landed a combination, and then got back on his bicycle. Somebody had to throw them punches. Somebody had to win the fight. And I think it was because Jose Ramirez is such absolute fucking dog shit that he couldn't figure out how to cut the ring off. Don't put it all on Devin. It takes two to tango. Sometimes got two guys who get in the ring together don't belong in the ring together. Most of the time that ends in a brutal beating or a knockout or both. A brutal beating proceeded by an absolutely brutal knockout. But then you get fights like that where somebody's just completely overmatched because they're absolutely fucking dog shit. They're terrible. I think he's highly overrated. Every big step up fight he had outside of Mo Hooker, who already had 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, I
He
mean, he
lost.
had some shit. He had a lot of shit going on in that fight.
Yeah, that's why I said he had I don't want to knock a guy for his personal things that he had going on, but he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And you go in there and stop him, and you've lost all your big fights since then. I think he's only won 1 fight, and that was against Pedraza. Was it Pedraza or was it Comey? I don't know. One of these washed lightweights.
Who you talking about? Who he beat?
Yeah.
I think it was who was it? I mean, that's what I
Was
could
it
think of is
Comey?
Mo
Was it
Hooker.
Comey?
Mo Hooker's the only I can think of that Jose Ramirez beat.
Yeah. And as I said, Mo Hooker had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, which ain't Jose Ramirez's problem, but it adds a little context to how dog shit he is. You got completely beat up and outclassed against Josh Taylor. You got
Yeah.
outclassed by Barbosa, and you look like stepped on dog shit against Devin. These are the facts, man. You look terrible. You got outclassed twice, and then the last fight you look terrible. Take that weak ass shit back to Fresno, man. I'm sorry, not a Jose Ramirez fan at all.
Yeah, we see.
If that wasn't obvious.
Tragically obvious. Tragically obvious.
Oh man. But Alicia Baumgartner's back tomorrow. Well,
Lord have
tonight.
Lord have mercy.
Can we just take a moment of silence? Just
Oh my
that
God.
goddess of a woman. Mm, mm, mm. And she fights too.
Man.
And she
Lord
has
have mercy.
chosen. She has chosen to put hands on people for a living. How you like that?
Man.
My kind of crazy.
Dog, you got to be some type of crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I think all these fighters are off their rocker a little bit. Just a little bit. They might be nice people, but I think you got to be off your rocker a little bit to say, yeah, I think I'm gonna whoop ass for a living.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
She would always be in my good graces. I will always defend her for what she did for my daughter.
Yeah, she can talk back to me. That's all I'm saying. Ain't too many women in this world that can talk back to me. She can talk back to me. And I would say, yes, ma'am.
Man,
And I would
telling
shut
you
and
what,
I would shut the fuck and I would shut the fuck up.
no doubt.
But this main event, man, I'm like, is nobody else tired of this? Is anybody else tired of this?
Bro, Amanda Serrano won that last fight, bro.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She did, bro.
No, she didn't.
And the
Was this
girl been
fight closer?
headbutting.
Was this fight closer? Was this fight closer? Yeah. But no, she didn't. Every time, like I'm tired of watching Amanda Serrano just duck her head and wing punches. You know how Katie Taylor keeps headbutting her? Is Katie Taylor headbutting her? Absolutely. But Amanda Serrano is also ducking her head, throwing punches, throwing a bunch of nothing ass punches. And when Katie Taylor hits her, you can tell there's a difference. There is a clear difference when Katie Taylor connects and when Amanda Serrano connects.
So how do you feel about Derek?
Every time Katie
How do you
touches her, whether it's to the body, I saw her land a right hook to the body last fight that lifted her off her feet a little bit.
how do you feel like how do you feel about Derek James saying that he doesn't want that fight for Alicia Baumgardner?
For who? Amanda Serrano?
Yeah.
I mean, what? 2 out of her last 3 fights have been at 140. When's the last time she fought at 130 or 126? Amanda Serrano is a 140 pounder now. So I get what he's saying. Alicia Baumgardner hadn't fought above 130. I get what he's saying. Do I still want to see the fight? Absolutely. Because I don't know what more Alicia Baumgardner has to prove at 130. Maybe move up to 135 and see what's cracking there. But I understand completely what he's saying by he doesn't want that fight for her. Amanda Serrano's a 140 pounder now. When you fought at 140, what, this would be the third time in your last 4 fights? If I'm not mistaken, I think this is her third fight out of her last 4 that's at 140. She's a 140 pounder now. She is. So am I overzealous to throw my fighter in there with somebody 2 weight classes above her? No. He may feel like she can beat her. He may feel like Alicia Baumgardner can beat her. That's all well and dandy, and she very well might. But am I in a hurry to put her in there with a 140 pounder when you've never fought above 130? No. So I understand what he's saying.
And my
But go ahead.
no, I'm with you. I feel you, but I just think Alicia Baumgardner just better. After that fight she had with Michaela Mayer, she won me over.
You need the footwork to beat Canelo, DJ. He probably should be at 175 by now, but he doesn't have the power of 175. Shakur might stop it. And Mark Nash, shout out to my bro Mark Nash, man.
Shout out to my dog Mark, man.
I've been saying that for weeks, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a body shot that puts Zepeda down. I feel like it's gonna be some nasty body work from Shakur that is gonna stop Zepeda. It's gonna be late, but I really feel like he's gonna stop him. Anything short of that, I feel like Zepeda's gonna walk forward, throw a bunch of nothing ass punches that probably won't connect, but it's gonna be a good aesthetic for the judges. And I'm guessing there's a huge Mexican contingency at the fight. So every time Zepeda throws a combination, there's gonna be an eruption from the crowd. And by the end of it, it's Tank and Haney fans that want to hate on Shakur. Absolutely. And I wish fans would quit doing that. But by the end of it, people are gonna feel like Zepeda won because he quote unquote brought the pressure and he was throwing a bunch of punches that might have landed on the shoulder or just barely
Man,
grazed Shakur.
listen, listen,
He's gonna throw these
Ze-
wild ass combinations,
listen,
bunch of
man.
wild nothing
Zapata
ass
couldn't
punches.
listen. Zapata couldn't beat Tevin Farmer straight up, in
And
my
that's when I
opinion.
doubled
That
down.
first fight.
That's when I doubled down, Kyle. That's when I doubled down. That's what I was like, Shakur gonna stop Zepeda.
Boy, because my
Zepeda
boy
not
Floyd
cracking like
Schofield put
that.
my boy there. And he put my boy down.
Laid
Shocked
him
shit out of
out
me.
on dirt
But I
nap.
mean, that was a premature stoppage. But still,
No, it
he
wasn't.
did drop him.
That fight was not prematurely stopped. If
If
like
he could
this is
kept
where
going,
I agree. This is
where's
where I agree with
Max when
Bex.
you
Huh?
where's Max when you need him?
Look, this is where I agree with our brother Bex. In a title fight, let him go out. Let him go out. But this wasn't for
Hello?
a major title. This wasn't for a major
Yo,
title. Now, this is for can you hear me? Kyle, can you hear me? Oh, I think we lost Kyle. But hold on, I'm going back responding to the chat here. Let me say Jeff Smith, what up? Knock, what up? Can Norman be outboxed? Absolutely, he can be outboxed. And is Dev gonna be the man to do it? We shall see. Yeah, Devin Haney's a great fighter, man. He is a great fighter. He is something to behold in that ring. I think his jab, I think he has a laser jab. I think he has a great stab jab. I think he does good body work. Now, if you know me, if you follow me as a fan of as a fan of the sport, I'm a sucker for some good body work. That's why Christian and Billy is one of my favorite fighters right now. I love some good body work, man, and mostly because the body don't move. Like you can move your head and you can kind of like move your shoulders, manipulate your shoulders, but that torso don't move, man. And it's a bigger target. I don't know why more. I hate when fighters get a guy hurt and then they start headhunting.
yeah, that
No,
pisses me off. That
tap,
pisses me
tap
off
that
too.
body, tap that body, man. Beat them hips up, hit him right in his chest, punch him right in that. Oh man, try to touch that liver. Play congas on his kidneys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like touch that body, man. If you kill that body, I promise you, you knock the wind out of man. He ain't gonna be too quick to get up. And what's the old saying in fighting or just in sports period? Fatigue makes cowards of us all. You touch that body enough, man, he ain't gonna want to get up. And to quote a guy who I wasn't a huge fan of, I respected him, but I hated his guts when he was fighting. Bernard Hopkins, have you ever been hit in the liver? If you haven't been hit in the liver, you can't tell me anything. And this is in response to people saying that Oscar De La
Yeah.
Hoya could have got it up. Yeah, yeah, when he caught Oscar with that good body shot. Oscar said, "No, I'm good. I think I'm just gonna stay here, man." Ryan and Tank. Ryan got hit in the liver. So yeah, that aggravates me so bad, man. That's why I'm a sucker for good body work. So if Shakur constantly touches that body anytime Zepeda starts moving forward, bow, jab to the body, boom, hook to the body. That's what I love so much about Devin's performance against Lomachenko. That straight right and that right uppercut to the body was money. It was money. Oh, it was money. That was masterful. Every time Lomachenko wanted to turn, boom,
my
straight right to the body, right uppercut to the body.
man, my internet is tripping, dog. So you can keep it going, but if I don't if you don't hear me sending it back to you,
I'm
that's my
about to
internet.
say, if we don't clip it now, it'll be one of these 7-hour lives. We'll be back on 7-hour live. But
Hey, but we gotta talk about
we
this weekend before we get out of here, though. How you
absolutely.
feel about this weekend's card, though, all around, like from the Cepeda to the Edgar Berlangas?
I love the Saturday card. I love the card tomorrow. You got Savannah Marshall and Shadeja Green about to fight. You got like I think that fight's going under the radar, actually. Of course I said like I'm a patriot and I want all the Americans to win, even though I'm not a huge Edgar Berlanga fan. I want the Americans to come out on top in these fights, man. I want it to be a clean sweep. But that Shadeja Green and Savannah Marshall, man, I'd be hard pressed to say that fight goes the
That's gonna
distance.
be a
I
good one.
really don't think it will.
Who you think gonna win that
These
fight?
are ooh,
Who you think wins that fight?
mm. Who do I think wins? Savannah Marshall. Who do I want to win? Shadeja Green. Who will I be rooting for? Shadeja Green. But man, it would really make me happy if Edgar Berlanga got a knockout. I know that sounds crazy because I don't like the fact that they made that fight the main event. And Shakur has by far shown as a champion that he should have been the main event. And all the buildup, he should have been the main event. Edgar Berlanga has, God, kid, I love your confidence. But
Man, I missed
this
everything you just said.
moral victory tour that he's on is blowing my mind. Sir, you got dog walked. You're talking like the fight was close. You got
Come on, Edgar
dog walked.
Berlanga.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Like he was toying with you. He was toying with Cinnamon was toying with you. If at any point he really, really wanted to get you out of there, he could have. Now, did you stand your ground and did you fight back? Absolutely. But that man, I've seen enough of Cinnamon's fights to know he was toying with you. Those last, I want to say 4 to 5 rounds were all a mid session. He likes you, so he didn't want to get you up out of there. But man, who else is on that card? The fight of the night for me is gonna be that Alberto Puello and Subriel Matias. That's gonna be the fight of the night. That fight, because those guys, and I saw it. We've all seen Matias fight. We know he's all gas, no brakes. You got to be on your bicycle. You got to box him. If you stand still for more than 2.3 seconds, really 1.3 seconds, he's going to hit you and he's going to hit you a lot. And his punches hurt. I mean, before the Liam Paro fight, we were talking about this guy being one of the scariest guys in the sport. All of his wins are by knockout. This man does not plan on seeing the last bell. And if he does, that's because he's losing the fight. He is one of these guys, man. He hasn't really slept, guys, but he's done the Nomaschenko to guys. Guys ain't getting up. Guys were not getting up off the stool. When you have other grown men by the 5th, 6th, 7th round of the fight sit on their stool and say, nah, fuck this. Not today. I'm done. And he did that to like, what, 5, 6 guys in a row? Come on, man. But I watched that Alberto Puello in that Sandor Martin fight, and those guys were throwing leather. So I know Puello has no qualms about standing there and trading. I know he'll do it in a very technical way, but I know he'll do it. So that fight is going to be very, very interesting. Now, do I think he'll fight him the same way he fought Sandor Martin? Probably not. Do I think he'll even fight him the same way he fought Gary Antoine Russell? Probably not. But I know one thing: Alberto Puello's going to come to fight. Subriel Matias is going to come to fight, and that's the fight of the weekend. Not just that night. That's the fight I'm looking forward to, other than the Shakur fight, because I really believe Shakur is going to send a message to everybody who's been doubting him. He's 23-0 with 11 knockouts. This man has knocked out almost half of his opponents, and we're labeling this man a runner, including half of his like I said earlier, 2 out of his last 4 opponents. He stopped them. He beat up and stopped Yoshino. He beat up and stopped what was his guy last who he fought? Not Donovan. He's at welterweight. Padley. Beat him up and stopped him. And for those who say, oh, he was an electrician, he called him on a week's notice, Padley came back 2 months later and got a TKO stoppage in the 5th round against the next guy he fought. Padley was also undefeated when Shakur fought him. Take that for what you will. But I'm looking forward to watching Shakur. The last time I felt like this before a Shakur fight was the last Shakur fight I went to back in, 2021, when he became a 2-division world champion by stopping Jamel Herring. And I remember telling everybody before that fight, yo, this is going to be Shakur's coming out party. Shakur is going to style on Jamel Herring and do whatever he wants to do. Kyle, do you remember me telling y'all that? Shakur about to style on Jamel Herring.
Oh yeah,
And
they shit. We knew that was gonna be a massacre, though.
I remember telling people that. I was like, man, oh no, Herring, he the champion. I mean, look, Shakur is going to wipe the floor with Jamel Herring. This is going to be easy work. And the last time I felt like this about I didn't even feel like I was a little nervous going into the Valdez fight. But going into this one, I feel like this is going to be more along the lines of what he did to Jamel Herring. I think Shakur is going to put on a masterclass on the way to a stoppage tomorrow. I can say tomorrow now. On the way to a stoppage tomorrow night. So we'll see. Oh yeah, man, I don't know what it is about this woman, but it's something about her I want to put through the mattress. Tam Tebow. She's a middleweight on the card. She's 2-0. I've been following her since the 2020 Olympics. She's a 2-time Olympian coming out of Canada. Big rangy middleweight, man. I don't know. She's really, really good, man. Still early in her career. Too early to tell what she's gonna be, but I think she's very talented. And I've been following her since Tokyo. Tam Tebow. She's fighting on the undercard of the Serrano and Katie Taylor card tomorrow, the all women's card. And that's one thing I really do give Jake Paul credit for. Um, Other than his last fight in the fight against Tommy Fury, I really don't give him credit for a lot of his fights. But something I do give him credit for, and I am not shy to say this, I love what he's doing for women's boxing. I love how he's putting women's boxing at the forefront. I love that he increased his stable as much as he did. I love that he's the spotlight that he's put. Like, he's got women's boxing on Netflix, man. Like, he's got an all women's card on Netflix. This is mean to me. To me, this is just my personal opinion. To me, this is being understated. Lorenzo Smith, Van Holyfield, Vernon Forrest, now Brian Norman Jr., ATL, Ho, absolutely. Matias versus Puello, yeah, the joy boxing, absolutely. Salute Reggie, salute Lorenzo Smith. The South got something to say. Yeah, man. Devin Haney's security was out of pocket, man, plain and simple. And he almost got hip tossed by a 147 pounder. But and if you know, he really can't fight. Devin need to find some new security. Somebody who actually know how to use their hands and actually know how to grapple. And that just could have went left, man. It could have got real bad for both parties. I'm glad nobody got injured, but I'm of the mind, just let the fighters talk. Let them talk. Even let them tussle a little bit. Let the trainers talk. Let them talk, man. That was, to me, that was uncalled for. That was highly uncalled for. He got in over his skis, and he made that moment about him, and he had to show how tough he was. But if he runs into somebody who really knows how to fight, he's going to get embarrassed. He's going to get embarrassed. Just somebody who's observed fighting, and I'm not going to say I'm the best fighter in the world. I can't fight, but that's neither here nor there. My personal opinion, I'm biased. I think I can fight. But just somebody who's observed fighting for a long time and watched a lot of fights, like, there's no reason why a guy, even if he's not on weight, right? Let's just say Brian Norman Jr. wasn't on weight. At most, he's 160, 165 pounds. You got about 8 inches of height and at least 80 to 100 pounds on this guy. And he almost hip tossed you. Find you some new security, Devin. And I saw a video not long ago about I saw a video not long ago where I was actually proud of Bill telling his security, hey, back up, don't mess up Dev's money. And I was like, yes, don't mess up the money. What are we doing? What are we doing? That whole little scuffle, I wasn't necessarily looking for machismo or nothing like that, looking who could see who got the better of who. I was thinking, oh my God, I hope don't nobody get hurt. Oh my God, I hope nobody pulls out the fight now. Yeah, Lorenzo, absolutely. I salute Devin for taking the fight. Like I've said earlier, I was very complimentary of Devin. Um, Devin's a dog, man. Even when he was getting knocked around the ring by Ryan, he got up every time. Devin's a dog. Devin gets a lot of hate for his fight because a lot of boxing fans are not fond of his fighting style. But Devin's a dog, man. Devin is doing exactly what we say we want our fighters to do. He's going out and he's chasing the big names, the big fights at the time. He's chasing these champions. There's certain guys who don't want to fight him, Tiafimo. But now I'm not of the mind that everybody's ducking Devin. No. Do I think the Tank fight back in the day was a real possibility? It could have been, but Leonard Ellaby killed that. I don't put that on Tank or Devin. When Leonard Ellaby said we're not paying him what he's used to getting paid. And that's back when Tank was still with Mayweather Promotions. It's like, okay, I don't drag on narratives like a lot of other people. I pay attention to how these guys move and what their representation says, more so than anything. And at that time, if we want to walk back down the timeline, which, if you follow boxing on any of these on anybody's platform, really doesn't matter. This side's got their opinion, this side's got that opinion. I pay attention to the facts. And the fact was Devin wanted Devin wanted to be undisputed in that weight class. That was his priority. It wasn't necessarily fighting Gervonta Davis. Now, was that a big fight? Absolutely. But Devin's priority was becoming undisputed, which he did. And nobody can take that away from him. He was the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He's been nothing but professional, leading up to fights. Once he has a fight signed, he's been nothing but professional. Now, the way he promotes his fight sometimes leaves a lot to be desired for me. But he's been nothing but professional. We taking the Terrence Bud Crawford path, WBO baby. Bob Arum literally signed Brian Norman Jr. because of the sparring with Bud. That's the rumor. That's the rumor. To quote my man L Dub, shout out to L Dub Boxing. We heard a lot of Paul Bunyan stories about Brian Norman Jr., man, who he who he was beating up in sparring. You've heard stories about him, not only about Bud Crawford, but Gervonta Davis. That's where a lot of it started. About how he worked, about how he gave Gervonta Davis a lot of good work. Then you heard about it was him and someone else. I want to say him and Tiafimo, or it was him and definitely him and Bud Crawford, while Bud was training for the Sean Porter fight, I believe it was. But yeah, you heard a lot of Paul Bunyan stories about Brian Norman Jr. So when he got signed by Top Rank, what was it, 2-3 years ago now? I was highly excited that he finally got a chance to put on display of his skills on a major level. You see, yes, sir. Boots too. Yeah, Boots was another one that we heard he gave good work. Like I said, man, there was a lot of Paul Bunyan stories out there about Brian Norman Jr. But now we see that there might have been a little substance to those stories. Might have been a little substance, man, because he's, in my opinion, he's been everything they said he was and then some. The same way I feel about the soon-to-be WBO super welterweight champion, Xander Zayas. Zayas, excuse me. I think it's Zayas. Yeah, Xander Zayas. He's everything they said he was and then some. When they said this man is going to be the next great Puerto Rican champion, I believe it because I've seen it both in person and live on TV. So let me see. They sparred 8 times in 2 years. See, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. I didn't know they sparred that much. So they're very familiar, which is why I believe Brian Norman Jr. was so comfortable calling for the fight at 147. Now, was I excited to see that fight? Absolutely. I also was not excited to see that fight because I knew somebody was going to sleep. They were going to beat the hell out of each other and somebody was going down. That's the type of fight, in my opinion. That's the type of fight that I think would have taken years off of their careers. So I'm glad that they didn't lock horns this soon. But that really is the type of fight that would take years off their careers between Brian Norman Jr. and Boots. My opinion. My opinion. I'm always just speaking my opinion. Atlanta versus Philly, Philadelphia, definitely a rivalry. Hey, um, I'm also of the mind, and I've said this several times before. Everybody who knows me knows I've said this before. I think every champion deserves at least one hometown fight. So, God, it aggravates me so bad at this fight between him and Devin Haney is in Saudi Arabia. That aggravates me so bad, man. How could y'all sell out the American fans like that? I'm talking to the promoters. How could y'all sell out the American fans like that? Letting this fight make it to Saudi Arabia. But I mean, if if His Majesty, His Excellency, whatever honorific you want to call him, if he's the one footing the bill for this, which for the most part, these American promoters are more than willing to allow him to do, we're gonna lose a lot of fights. If I can have this fight right in my backyard, why would I need to fly across the world? No, I'm paying y'all. Y'all come across the world. So I think these American promoters, I'm gonna throw everybody in there. Whether it be Salida, whether it be Top Rank, whether it be PBC. We know Eddie sold out to Turkey. Whether it be Golden Boy, we know Matchroom has sold out to Turkey Al Sheikh. So yeah, I'd love to see Brian Norman Jr. defend his title at State Farm Arena. I'd love that. And I think he'll get a chance after he sleeps Devin Haney. My personal thing. I think Devin's going to sleep. I think he's getting flatlined in this fight. And it's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be the most glorious check left hook you've seen in a long time. He might get, he's definitely going to get another highlight reel knockout. But do I think he flatlines him like he did Sasaki? No. But it's going to be a check left hook in the 8th or 9th round. And Devin's knees are going to lock and he's going to get stopped. Because once Brian Norman Jr. has you hurt, he stops you. He stops you. His punch placement, his punch output and his punch placement are next level. Even when he has you hurt, he's punching hard. He's definitely biting down on his mouthpiece, sitting down in the chair. He's punching hard, trying to get you up out of there, but he doesn't waste shots. He doesn't just start winging shots trying to get you out of there. He carefully breaks you down, whether it's shots to the body, coming back up with an uppercut. He's definitely going to take his time and get you up out of there. But Kyle, if you can hear me, I'm about to slide out, man. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep. It was good talking to y'all, man. Good getting this off tonight. We shall reconvene. Norman is country strong, joy boxing. And I know you noticed that today too, huh? Like I said with the bodyguard, man. If you know, you know. Buddy, buddy can't fight. Security can't fight. If you really know what you're looking at, that scuffle, you would know he can't fight. But Kyle, Max, if y'all can hear me, I'm about to slide out, man. Good talking to everybody. Y'all have a good night.